Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Each stock within the Zacks Rank Buy universe is chosen based on how well it matches criteria comprising the four main investing styles: aggressive growth, growth in income, momentum, and value. Today we're talking about some value stocks. Once again with Tracy Reinick. Tracy is our value stock analyst at Zacks.com. And now you didn't bring any energy stocks this time around.
No,
but
not
you brought
this week.
some other weird ones. But we'll get to those in a minute. You're going to talk about first Joann Stores. You wrote about that on the 28th of October.
Yes.
JAS is the ticker symbol. What's going on with Joann Stores?
Well, they're doing well in this retail environment, actually. They make, the sewing patterns, but they also do a lot of crafts. So they've branched out from just, fabrics and buttons and things like that to a lot of the other craft-related things. And, that area of the market is doing well right now. They just raised guidance for the year a couple months ago, so we'll see, if the more recent downturn is going to have an effect on them. They don't report until the end of November, so we'll see on their third quarter. But that's pretty bullish if they're raising for the rest of the year.
It's kind of interesting that of all of the fabric stores that once existed, simultaneously, that they are the only ones really of any consequence still standing.
Yes. And, some people are looking at Joann Stores as kind of a play on the economy because people are cutting back. They might want to start making their own clothes and things like that that might be cheaper than buying. Yeah. So, and also just kind of going back into the home with the crafts and things like that. People are going to want to retreat inward. So both of those areas are good for them.
Here's Tracy spinning a yarn out of Joann Fabrics. He said tongue-in-cheek. On the 24th, you wrote about LDK Solar Company. LDK is the ticker symbol. What kind of solar company exactly?
They make the wafers for a whole bunch of areas in the solar industry, solar modules and things like that. And that area is still booming. They are basically hitting it out of the park. You wouldn't think so, given slowdown in the world economy, but they're signing multi-year contracts in Europe right now. They just raised guidance. Their revenue is hitting it out of the park. Their production capacity is really interesting because they gave guidance a couple months ago of like 1.2 gigawatts for the year, and they just achieved that. So they're basically 2 quarters ahead of their production capacity.
And they primarily work on commercial projects?
Not residential, the bigger projects. And I mean, their stock has been hammered like everything that's been going on right now, and they're cheap. They're trading at under 4 times earnings right now with the growth projections.
Not bad.
No.
On the 23rd, you wrote about Ternium, SA. She has no idea what SA stands for, and neither do I, but the ticker symbol is TX.
Yes. They are a steel manufacturer, predominantly in Latin America. And they're not seeing a slowdown yet, but again, we'll kind of wait and see over the last 2 months what's happening with steel prices and with demand. But they just announced in September that they're going to build a $4.2 billion factory in Mexico. So that's a huge investment right now. Obviously, it's going to take them several years to get that up and running, but they're seeing a lot of demand out of Mexico and Argentina right now for the steel products. And estimates are still going up, and they're really cheap. Their stock has plunged. They're trading at about 1.5 times forward earnings right now. Again, we'll see if that holds, but several of the analysts have just been raising in the last week to 2 weeks. And so that's very interesting given the commodities market right now.
Important to note that they are into steel products and not sheet steel or raw steel.
Well, they make the flat roll.
Oh, they do make rolls?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, because sometimes products doesn't include that.
Right, but yes, that's what they do.
And then on the 22nd, you wrote about, and I'm going to let you pronounce this purposely.
SDTH.
Okay.
I think.
SDTH.
Yes.
I get. Okay. SDTH is the ticker symbol on this one. What do they do?
They are a chemical company, and they're kind of on the dark side of the chemicals. One of their products has been in the news, the melamine. They did not sell to the dairy companies and all of that. They're in China. But they also have they're expanding their operations, their customer base overseas. So they're selling a lot of products now to Vietnamese companies, Israeli companies, Korean companies, and that's a good mix for them because they were mainly selling domestically. They have to make formaldehyde, pesticides, things like that that are on the bad side, but there is demand for these products, and their revenues are up. They're trading very cheaply right now. Estimates are up, or estimates are actually flat right now, but that's not a bad thing given what's happening out there in the marketplace. So, see some good things in the chemical sector right now.
Just goes to show you there's always a demand for the dark side.
There is.
Do you or does anyone in your family own any of these stocks?
I do not.
All right. Earnings estimate revisions are the most powerful force impacting stock prices, and the Zacks rank takes advantage of changes in those estimates to help investors become more profitable. Each day on Zacks.com, don't forget, Zacks rank buy stocks for the various investment strategies are spotlighted. You can read about them by going to the website, Zacks.com, taking a glance over to the upper right-hand section of that website, and they're all outlined for you right there, plain as day. Tracy's among them. With Tracy Reinick, I'm Terry Ruffalo.